NAS100 over the last week was basically continuing the downtrend that it had in the previous week. So this week, what we're going to do is we're going to analyze some potential areas where we could take trades from. We're going to analyze my entries, my exits, and my profit target zones. So that way you can have an idea of what could potentially happen inside of the NAS100 market this upcoming week. So as you can see from last week, the buys temporarily played out, like I said, and then it sold off tremendously. I had several people talk about how they've made money with this particular market last week based on this free analysis. This is something that people generally charge for, and you're getting it totally for free. So go ahead and comment in the comment section below NAS100 to let me know that you are with me and you are ready to rock this market for the upcoming week. So let's just go ahead and start. As usual, let's go ahead and clean up our charts by removing all of these drawings, go into the weekly time frame, and then basically just analyzing price and just seeing what could potentially happen. So the first thing we see very clearly is a very clear downtrend for this market for the upcoming week. Could the trend continue next week? We obviously don't have any idea. Of course, one of the biggest drivers of this negative momentum inside of this market is all of the talks around tariffs and basically each country battling it out, making sure that they get their fair share inside of the global economy. So how that affects NAS100 can be very great, especially because all of the companies that are represented inside of NAS100, so we just have to play it by ear and just trade based on what we see, not what we want to happen. So the first thing I want to do is mark off the highest point inside of the market, and that's going to be 22,223. So let's go ahead and mark off this level up here. The next thing that I want to do is I want to mark off this level around 20,688. And the next level that I want to mark off here on the weekly time frame is going to basically be at the bottom of this wick for this past week. And this is going to be 19,741. So this is all that I'm going to mark up on this chart for now. So let's go ahead and go down to the daily time frame. All right, so if you're tired of being lost in the charts, not knowing when to enter or when to exit, and you've been trying to do it all on your own, then the Profitable Traders Academy is going to be the best thing you could possibly do for yourself and for your trading. Inside of the Profitable Traders Academy, you get the exact steps to learn how to trade profitably. In 3 days, the price goes up, and the program will be an annual program, and we will continue to increase the price every single month until we get to $2,500. We are increasing the value of the program as well, giving you more access to me and more trading setups in order to help you trade successfully and profitably no matter which market you are trading. For a very limited time, you don't have to guess whether or not this community is for you because we are offering a 7-day money-back guarantee trial, and we are only offering it during this time. So if you see this in 2 weeks, a month, you probably won't get that option inside of this community. I'm only offering it for people at this moment, people who take action. Since we're offering such an amazing deal for the next 3 days, go ahead and check out the description box below, click on the link and sign up, and I'll see you there. You can see very clearly that we do have a lot more data. So the top still looks good. This level needs a little bit of work, especially because there was some consolidation inside of the zone. We do have all these rejections here. So because we have all of these rejections, one thing I'm going to do is actually move this level down a little bit. And now this level is sitting at 20,551. And then this level still looks perfect. I am going to look to the left, and you can see that price is sitting perfectly above this level with all of these supports here. So I feel very comfortable with that. And one thing I do want to do is draw another level to the downside, especially because the market has been experiencing this really strong sell-off. So I'm going to put this level, it's a little tricky, but we're going to put this level for now at 18,344. And I think I want to just use a horizontal ray about here. I'm using a horizontal ray because it's easy to draw. So these yellow boxes are basically my key zones, and this is kind of a minor zone because we have a minor support throughout here. So anyway, let's go down to H4. Okay, so this is a really big zone. Now that I'm looking at this on the H4 time frame, I do want to add another one of these levels within here. So I'm just going to clone, then basically just find the best area. And for me, for right now, it's looking like the best area is sitting here at 21,289. So we may refine that on a lower time frame, but for right now, it looks good to me. And this level has a lot of chop. So the first thing I'm going to do is make it a little bit smaller, and then I'm going to move it. So this level is now sitting at roughly 20,492, really close to 20,500. Right now, this level is looking good. This level is still looking good. Let me scroll over, all the way over. Still looking great, actually. And then this level, I actually want to move it down a little bit. And this is now sitting at 18,281. Let's go down to H2. So here's that very top. The only thing I'm going to do is just move this level up a little bit. And then I am going to make this zone a little bit slimmer, just because it's a little thick. So we're just putting this right on top. Nothing changing. All right, that looks good. And now when I look at this level, I still like it. I don't think there's anything I want to change except for just to move the level up just a little bit, so that way the box sits on top of these two candles. This is a little interesting. There's a lot of chop throughout here, so we're just going to leave that alone for right now. This still looks great. And if we scroll all the way over just to look at price action, there's some consolidation within here as well, but I'm not going to move this level. Here it looks fine. And then I think we had, yep, this other level right here. So if I look at this bottom level, everything looks perfect here, so not going to change anything. Let's go ahead and go down to the H1 time frame and start right at the top again. You do this over and over again till you get really good at it. So nothing to change at the top, nothing to change right here, and then right here. This is a little consolidation, so it makes it a little bit more challenging. And the way I want to move this around, let me just see what looks good to me. Actually, I like this right here. This is at 20,463, mainly because these wicks are touching that level, and then the wicks go through this level here. I just really like it's a nice support. So we're going to keep that like that. This, no change. Scroll all the way over. All right. So no change here. I like the way this looks. And then this also looks great as well. Cool. So now we can get into our game plan for the upcoming week. You can see that there is a very, very clear downtrend with NASDAQ100 at the moment. So I would be pretty cautious on buys for that reason. I would just want to continue that trend. So an idea that I have for this market, the first one is going to be buys up above here, but only to here, only to this level right here. And then kind of the same idea above this level. If price for some reason was looking to push up, I would want to, that's a little bit tricky because of that gap. I'm gonna say right here. So let me draw this out. So just to reiterate, this level right here is at 20,185 roughly, and then I drew another level right here at 20,624. This is a 297 point range, which is really, really large range. And measuring this level right here, this is only about 152 points. If it fits within your trading plan, then this could be something good for you. It's not really something that I would want to trade, but this would be another idea going up. And then my third idea going up would be above this resistance level right here. And this resistance level is sitting at 21,021. And this range looks like it has a lot more space. Yeah, that's almost 400 points inside of this market. So that looks awesome. I am building another community on School called the Consistent Profitable Traders. This is a group that is free to join. Basically, I envision having conversations about price action trading, and I do have some things in the classroom here. There will be more educational resources inside of the classroom very soon. And every month, I will have a monthly call where I'll answer questions that you may have about trading profitably. So go ahead and check out Consistent Profitable Traders on School. The link will be in the description box below. And then to the downside, basically continuing with the trend of the market, it gets a little bit tricky because you have to go all the way over and look and see what price action did in the past as a representation of what it might do in the future. So right here, what I would look for is actually continued sells below this level right here. So continued sales below here, and then this range is about, wow, okay, 450 points. That is a huge range. So that's what I would look for a continued move to the downside. And then I would continue that trend below this key level right here where we have 423 points inside of the market. And that would be a really cool idea. And this is basically a continuation from what price has already been doing. So let me just scroll all the way over and just look at some market structure really quick. I do see that at 1900 or 19,304.14, what we see is that price could potentially bounce off of this level. So because of that, I would also continue the trend to down here, but then also possibly take another trade back up. So let me just move this over just so that we got a little space. So I would look for the opposite trade around this level, going back up, and then continuing the buys potentially all the way up to here, right here. And then possibly just like stopping there just because price has been selling off. So it has the potential to reverse, but I would just be cautious and look at price potentially continuing the trend downward. That is a huge possibility given everything that is happening right now. These are my trading ideas for this upcoming week. If you found this helpful, go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.